Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at how you can place a request using ServiceNow. ServiceNow is really fast growing. The current version you are seeing now is the free version of ServiceNow, but it's updated to kind of have the 2023 user interface. Um, I'll be dropping a link in the description of this video where you can go in, create your free version of ServiceNow, and play with it. Once you have uh, create your own account, they will give you an instance. So you need to wait maybe a couple of days. Once that is being granted, then you can now have this interface. From here, once you click on all, so you now have this drop down menu. The old version of ServiceNow, it used to be by this side, by your left hand side of your screen by default. But because of the upgrade, the 2023 version of it, the user interface of it, this is what you see. So once again, ServiceNow is really broad depending on what you are working on. But in today's tutorial, we'll be focusing on how you can request an item. For example, when I talk of request, what I simply mean is you have a new employee, you are requesting for a laptop, you are requesting for access, you are requesting maybe like an application is down, you want to request a team member to get something. All those simple things that we do at work, or like you can use ServiceNow. But how can you use it? That's the focus of this video. So since this is the free version, it's not customized to any organization, but in your organization or where you are working, it will be different. So once you go into catalog, once you log into your catalog at your place of work, that's where you like it's gonna pop up. Okay, once it pop up, you're gonna see different type of things. So you might customize it to be under service, or like where can you be of help, the office, and all those type of things. But since this is a free version, you're not gonna see that. So it's very important that you understand where you can go in a customized version of ServiceNow. There's just a lot of things that you can go here. So under your catalog, you might be either looking at your mobile, at the desktop, or at the software, or anything. But for you to get into to request, we need to go now out here, and we need to request new we need to go to request items. So once we click on this, this is gonna pop up. So this is a free one that is just like already there, but we'll be creating ours from scratch. So let's go back again and look at requested item. So now this is now where you need to go, that requested item. So if we happen now to open now these, we'll now have multiple. So these are the free versions. Since I said this is the free version, to see the ones that people have created. Okay, many people are working in here, so you can also create an account to get a first hand touch of ServiceNow. Then you come under new. So once you come under new, it's gonna pop up. Then you need to first of all your date. Okay, let's say today is the 25th, the 21st. So once we select the 21st or whatever date, maybe 23rd or 24th or whatever date. Most often, ServiceNow goes with military time. So let's just say you are requesting it from the 21st, like let's say 9 p.m. and you have all this fill up, and then now you can then now just get the time in. For example, if what you're wanting here is you are needing a laptop, have some new employees who have just been hired, and maybe like there are 2 or 3 or 4, you want them in here, right? Let's just say here that you have 4 employees that they are onboarding. Indicate the quantity. Now, what you are looking here is you are looking for a laptop. So we need 4 laptops for the new hires. Now, just as Microsoft Word, right? You can bold this stuff, you can increase the font, you can make it italic, you can underline, and all those kind of cool stuff. You can center it this to be like your subject. And then one cool thing is Just as in a place of work, I don't know, wherever you're working, whatever you're doing, if you're using ServiceNow, you can insert a table. Okay. For example, someone might be working in the IT, someone might be working in the hardware, whatever department that they are working on. They might be working in like support or help desk. And in that help desk, they have different rules. So for you to kind of customize it to make it kind of look a little bit cool, you need to first of all get into this table. Once you get in here, you can now select the number of rows that you want. So for example, let's just select two, or yeah, two. Once we select two, you can now have here the department name. So the department name, then you can also add the role. Then you can also add like let's just say maybe the access that they want. Then would they be able to edit? Let's say you are giving them access to Jira, Azure DevOps, or Rally, or version 1, or whatever system you guys are using on. So are they new or they are old? You can also indicate here. So for example, then also too, one key thing that we can also add here is like, can they add stories or they can just view? Okay. For example, if you are hiring like a PO, he cannot just view, he can add and he can view. So all the roles that you see, maybe in Jira, maybe in Rally, maybe in Azure DevOps, you always give permissions. Okay. Then now you can then ask like have here like maybe who can sign for them, who is doing it needs to sign. So for these four people, the number of laptops you are acquiring, you have one who is a PO. So you can do it for all the employees, just as I did here, and then you get everybody, their department name, their role, what type of access are they wanting. Do you want to give them an admin access or you want to just give them regular access? Are they able to edit? You can always have like they can just view and they cannot edit. Okay. For example, if he's a PO, he should be able to edit and he should be able to add. Okay. He's like a developer, he can just view only. Okay, it's new, he can view only. Then your boss can sign in here. So once you're done now here, another cool function is this. You can add an attachment, like a link, you can insert a link, you can add a picture, you can also add an image or a video. Okay, but the cool thing about this stuff is there are limits. Then also too, you can also increase the font. So you come in here, you can select the type of font that you want. You can also select the type of this is the font size. Then you can select the font. So for example, under this drop down, you can whatever one you want. I know most people use Courier, so but I always like to go with Time New. That's just my preference. Then you can also select the font size. Maybe you want 14 or whatever. Then you can also look at the listing format that you want, either in bullets or in numbers. You can centralize the left, the center, to the right. So you can do all those cool alignments. Now, there's one key thing that you need to note here. At this point here, you need to come and click on this little drop down here. Then you need to add, you know, toggling bar in here. Once you kind of like add this here, gives you more option. Okay. So if you scroll now down here, you can see whatever, kind of like you can submit this at this point. But what we need to do here is first, we need to come in here. It's personalize. We can personalize all these different type of stuff here. We can tag it. Okay. We can indicate all manner of, there are different things you can do here. So for example, if we happen to, no, we don't need to on stage it. So we can allow this for the time being since it's a free version. But if it's at work, you customize it the more, okay, and give more value to it. So we can once again, let's toggle this template. We have done that. Then, because if you are in a work environment where you have tons and tons and tons of requests that are coming in every day, okay, maybe requesting to give access people someone's badge, you are requesting the help desk to get someone's badge in, you can use this same format. then what you need to do is, before you submit it, it's always good for you to copy this number, because this is the same number that you use. Kind of, this is the request number. So now we'll open now this particular request, and then we should be able now to assign this request now to the right person, because the way the system is being made up is very important that you understand the right person you are assigning to. For example, if you are working in the help desk, you need to know your different the different groups that you have at your place of work. Is very important, so that you don't create a change, or like you create a request and you send it to the wrong person. So now we can search for the item. Okay, once you click this drop down, we're saying that we are granting access to our new employees, so we're gonna select access. So then the request, we can look for this request. Okay, so remember that you kind of like have different type of request that you want, depending on your environment. You need to be very very like careful about that. Know the type of stuff you're requesting for. So maybe like what you are requesting here, or you want to request, you look by the text or whatever you want. So it's all kind of cool. So like, if we happen now to get, we don't need to be in here. Let's exit out from here, and just first of all come here. Let's first of all look at the key stuff here. Okay, we said we're requesting 4 laptops. You can see here that we have our 4 here. Then we can also look at the configuration item. So if you click on this configuration item here, it's gonna pop down here. We're looking for Dell, Asus, Apple. We are look whatever type. So you need to specify. So if your place they are using Dell or whatever they are using, you can check from there. So let's just take this first one. Then now, the estimated delivery date. When are these people coming in? When do you want them to have this particular laptop? Let's just say we want it by the 3rd of May. And we can then now also look at the time. So by this time, let's just say 12 noon. That's the time we really need them to have this, because that's when they'll be having their onboarding and all those type of stuff. Then you can now look here, like the order guide. What is it? So you can also, like, request developer project equipment, or at the same time, these are new. We need to come back here and pick our new hires. So these are just people that are just coming into the system. Then we can add here more information. So we need this during their onboarding. So now, once you are done with this particular stuff here, so let's come back to this request. Okay, so if we happen to look here, let's just pick this first request, the system admin. Okay, so the system admin who is requesting it. One thing is that this is the free version of ServiceNow. If you are at your place of work, you will be the person to request, or you are working on a help desk and they are placing the request. You need to kind of know the right person who is requesting that. You put the person's name. So it's very important. Then now, once you have now the requested item, you need to assign that particular request to the right person. When I say to the right person, it can be for the DBAs, it can be for support, it can be for different teams. You can know all those stuff. It might be DevSecOps, it might be Ops, it might be product, it might be whatever. Now, how do you do that? You need to create a task. Okay, come under new. You're not creating but new request item, but you are creating a task in to that in that particular request item that you had. So once you click on new, I need to update this. I'm not gonna, let me come back here, and I need to update. All right, so now this change is already updated. You can now see it's moving now on a different stuff. You can see that this is the requester. You can see all this different stuff. So we need to reopen this. Okay, once now we reopen now this particular request item, we can now be able now to add new. So once we add new, this is now, we will see now this pop up. Once we come now to this assign to, let's assign this now to, like, let's just say to Anthony. Once we request now to Anthony, then we need now to configure the configure item. Now it's like, okay, we selected Dell. I think Dell was the one that we took the first time. but we can still have Lenovo or whatever. But you need to stick to the same stuff that you had. Then the description here is, please get 4 new laptops for the new hires. Then we can still also copy the same and add in our description. So we can also, now whoever is working on this can also be updating the work note as well. So once you do now this, you can now see that the state you have here, this is approved, it hasn't yet been approved. Or if you had already worked with your manager and the manager had already approved it, it's easy. You can then now say this was already approved, and then you can attach an email to this particular task to indicate that your manager or like the HR has already approved the request of this laptop, or if it's the access was already approved, so that as they are working on this, they can already understand that this was already approved. So these are some of the cool stuff that happens behind the scene when someone is just hired. You don't know all those things. So ServiceNow is really broad, kind of like work in different ways, but it's very, very good that you kind of understand this. Since these are new hires, you can set this particular request item to critical. So once you put into critical, wherever it's going, it carries a 5-star. They know that this thing is very, very important. You need to get that out and running. So once you're done and everything look good, you can then now come and submit this particular you can now submit now this. So once you submit it now, the cool thing is this: with this 2023 version of ServiceNow, it records and track all the transaction as you go. You can see that this particular request item, we had it earlier on day, then we configure the item it was assigned to, and then now you can see now here it is tracking all the conversation. It keeps tracks of everything. You can now come now down here, you can see now that the task that we created. So whosoever opens this particular request item, you can see the C task number. Then you can see who it was assigned to. So you can now write an email, particular, like a precise and specific email. Send it just to Anthony and say, hey, Anthony, I have sent this request to you. Please get us 4 laptops on the 21st of this. We have new hires and we need to get them onboarding. So you need to understand all of this. So now you can now see that these are the different stages of which a request item goes before finally now you can now see you are being served and all those things. So these are the things that goes behind the scene. But we are using ServiceNow on placing a request on the new hires. You can do this. Maybe someone need an access, someone is requesting something. These are the different steps that you use using ServiceNow. I hope you found this video very helpful. Please give it a like. Subscribe to my channel because I'll be bringing up good and latest updates about ServiceNow. So once again, I'll put a link into the description of this video where you can create your own free version. So this is the free version of ServiceNow, and you can learn more on your own. With the help of this video, it's gonna open you up so that you can try different things. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and like the video so that it will help YouTube to spread it to other people to also view it as well. Thank you.